Hello and welcome to my channel, The Day Tradester. On this channel, I record the trades that I make in two of my accounts. And the reason I do that is I want to show people who do not have a retirement account that they should consider opening one. And that when they do and they invest $25 a week, that can absolutely change their life over time and give them the opportunity to possibly retire when it is time to retire, as opposed to just depending on Social Security. And the other reason is I want to show people that are already in the markets and they're trading, but they're not profitable, that it is somewhat easy to be profitable if they just change their strategy. So whether it's for people who do not have a retirement account or for people who are unprofitable, I'm hoping by recording my trades and putting them up on YouTube that I can help you see your future through different lenses. And the lenses today for today's action, we've got the Bears and the Bulls fighting. It's just been a tug of war going back and forth all day. And not only is that true with the S&P 500, but that's true with almost most of my stocks. They've just gone up and down, little seesaw, back and forth. All right, now starting off with my account where I opened right around November 19th, and the first deposit was on the 20th of $25. This is the $25 a week deposit account. You can see I transferred $25 today. All the deposits will be occurring on Tuesdays. We currently have 3 shares in Silver Core Metals, and we have 1 share in S-Max, which is an ETF indexed to the S&P 500. Now, with that $25 deposit, I currently have $29.07, and we will be able to purchase another ETF. So I'm going to narrow down to, we want to close the buy list. Now I need to open another watch list, and I'm looking for my my $25 a week account. And here's a list of the stocks that I already own. I got to customize this. Go ahead and I'm going to get rid of ask. I'm going to get rid of bid. We're going to get rid of the net change, and we're going to add position quantity. And that will tell us how many shares we have. We want to add that, and we're going to save. No, excuse me. Okay. So here's my 3 shares of Silver Metal Cores. Here's my 1 share of S-Max, and at $27.79, I will be able to purchase a share of TWOX. This also is an ETF indexed to the S&P 500. Now I need to link this to the chart. So now when I hit TWOX or any stock within the watch list, it will appear automatically in the chart. So if we go back to the SPX, which is the S&P 500, you'll see the similarity. It's almost an exact match. It's just less expensive to purchase. We cannot afford to purchase all of the stocks within the S&P 500. So I'm going to go back to TWOX. I use the Thinkorswim platform through Charles Schwab, and I've already got one already entered, and we'll see if we can get that at $27.79. And there's our purchase of 1 more ETF for the S&P 500. Now, my very first purchase was for Silver Core Metals, and that was because I didn't have enough money to purchase any other S&P 500 ETF, but I wanted to get my money possibly earning money. So I bought it on the day that we deposited it. And if I zoom in here, you can see I purchased 3 shares at $6.29, and the value is currently at $7.82. If price falls down to $7.45, I will go ahead and sell these 3 shares and then use that money to buy another ETF indexed to the S&P 500, because that's largely what this account is going to be. And the reason that I'm going to be purchasing stocks mainly connected to the S&P 500, it is to show people who either are not in the markets yet or are recently opened a retirement account, but there may be some concerns that it will not be all that beneficial. I want to allay those fears by simply buying the S&P 500 or selling it on a daily basis, depending on the moves of the S&P 500, by using a variety of S&P 500 ETFs. You may not believe that $25 a week can change your life over 30 or 40 years, so I want to show you that it absolutely can. Now, if you go online and you pull up an investment calculator, there's dozens and dozens of them. I just happen to use NerdWallet. No affiliation to NerdWallet whatsoever. If you go into the calculator and you put in an initial investment of $25, and we keep the years of investment growth at 30 years, and our estimated rate of return, we're going to use 10% because on average, that is what the S&P 500 does. There will be years that are down and there will be years that are really up. The average is 10% a year. We want to compound this annually. And our recurring investments, we're going to hopefully try to do $25 a week. If you are even a minimum wage earner, you more than likely can't afford $25 a week. And if you've never seen an interest calculator or an investment calculator, hopefully this will inspire you to save $25 a week and invest into a retirement account. And we want this $100 recurring monthly, and we're going to hit calculate. And we're going to scroll up a little bit more, and you can see your final balance in 30 years is $206,721. Now, if we calculate this out to 40 years, let's say you're 18 or 20 years old and you're just now starting in your career. Let's go to 40 years. We're going to come down here, hit calculate. You've just gone from $200,000 to $550,000. Or better yet, if you're around 30 years old and you just jump this up, again, let's hit the recalculate to see the money for 30 years at $25 a week. You're looking at $206,000. Let's just change it to $35 a week, just an average, an additional 10. Oh, whoop, that's the wrong calculation. We're going to keep that at 25. And we're going to change this to 140. So it was just $207,000, 140. We're going to calculate. So from going to $25 to $35, you're looking at another $80,000 in retirement funds. And that's just if you're able to go from $25 a week to $35 a week. These are real numbers, and these are numbers that can absolutely 100% change your life. So please find an investment calculator online, play with the numbers. If you're able to do more than 25 and 35, realistically, go ahead and put those numbers in. And once you see the results, I hope you commit to opening a retirement account. All right. So to further validate that $25 a week can change your life, let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up a time frame. We're going to look at a daily chart. I'm going to look at 30 years. Oh, we'll just take a look at 20 years since that's where we go. Or let's do a custom. All right, I got the calculator pulled up. We're going to go from December 1995, and we're going to go from December 1st to today. Let's calculate this and see if I can expand this out. And we don't want silver. We want the SPX, the S&P 500. So the daily candles only get us only get us 5 years. Let's go ahead and look at a weekly candle. Let's go for the week, see how that adjusts it. All right, that takes us to 2002. That should be a significant amount of time. Just even from 2002, we're looking at 23 years. You can see the S&P 500 largely. There's a few dips, but it really just is going up over time. So if you're watching my videos and you're not in the markets and you don't have a retirement account, please consider opening a retirement account, either a Roth or an individual traditional account. You do not need to do this through your employer. You could do this on your own, especially for those of you who do not have an employer that offer a retirement account. And that is it for this portion of the video. The first part of all my videos is dedicated to the $25 a week deposit account to see what trades I'm able to make on a daily basis. At most, as I progress through this and deposit more and more money as time goes by, the most that I will trade is 2 trades. That would be 1 buy or 1 sell, or 1 sell and 1 buy. So go back to my standard chart, which is 3 months and 1 day. All right, so we're going to close the $25 a week. We're going to open up all of my account positions. And I'm making my way to the SPX for the S&P 500. All right, taking a look at the S&P 500, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days. Even though yesterday we opened up lower and closed lower than the Friday's open and close, but we gapped up today. And you can see that it has been a tug of war. We opened up right around 68.30 and our highest value that we had, 68.50. So basically $20 up and $20 down. And we're still hovering right here around the middle of the day, or the middle of the overall candle. And you can see the bears and the bulls fighting, going from red to green, red to green. Now, I did not make any videos on Monday or Friday or Wednesday. Of course, there was no action on Thursday. That was Thanksgiving. But on each of those days, I did not have any stocks that hit their sell triggers. And all of my money was already spent and fully committed to other stocks. But today is different. I did receive some sell alerts that we might be able to sell some stocks today. Now, for those of you who are new to my videos and you just saw that I have one account that is for $25 a week being deposited into that account, this account is much different. This is my main account. And within this account, I am trying to hopefully reach people who are in the markets and are not profitable. They're trying to day trade. Now, even though I do day trade, my videos are of investing and swing trading. So all the trades that I make in here are swing trades within my long-term holdings, my long-term investments. For 99% of people who enter the markets, the number one way to become profitable is to not be a day trader. It's to be an investor. 99% of day traders lose most of the money they're putting into the account, if not all. So if you're an unprofitable day trader and you stumbled across my videos, watch my videos, take some notes, and hopefully you'll see that these strategies work and you'll turn your life around by not losing money on a daily basis, and you'll start acquiring money. You'll start compounding your wealth. And the first stock I'm going to take a look at is Cardinal Health, CAH. I currently have 3 shares, and when I'm maxed out on Cardinal Health, I have 4. I do have one share, one book that I would be able to, I will not be able to sell it. I will be able to set a sell order, and the reason I'm going to be placing a sell order is we have currently 4 trading days in a row that are down. We had price move below our fast moving average on Monday, and then today we have price move down below our slow moving average today. I already have one of the shares sitting here in a sell order, and right now the other 2 are purchased at a higher price than the current price now. But I do have one that I bought at $205.44. So come over here in my Thinkorswim Active Trader. We're looking to sell 1 share. And the first digit is in the hundreds place. I'm going to take 10% of that, which is 20. 10% of 200 is 20. So I add that 20 cent to my 205.44 purchase price and make it $205.64. So $205.64 is the sell order for 1 share of Cardinal Health. Next on my list is Coke, which is KO. And if I zoom in here, you'll see I've got the same thing. We had price move down below our fast moving average yesterday, and we had price move down below their slow moving average today. Now this is a pretty big move for Coke, so I wouldn't be surprised if it levels off and starts to turn around tomorrow. I am unable to sell any shares. I currently am maxed out at 2 shares for each book, so I have 8 shares. So I'm going to place another sell order for 2 shares because price is currently lower than my purchase prices. So I'm going to find Coke, right click in here, looking to sell 2 shares of Coke, and I purchased 2 shares at $72.65. So the first place is 7. It's in the tens place. 10% of 70 is 7. So I add 7 cents to $72.65, making it $72.72. So 72 and 72 is my sell order for 2 shares of Coca-Cola. And next one is McDonald's, and I believe that was a similar situation. I think price is already lower than my purchase price. McDonald's. There we go. And there we go. You can see the last 3 days have not been good to McDonald's. We're going to zoom in here. I've got 4 shares. I'm currently maxed out at 1 share for each book. I got 3 shares that I purchased at $316 and another one around $323. Now I'm not going to worry about placing a sell order because I already have 1 sell order here, and that is at $316.62. That is at my purchase price, so no reason to set a sell order to double up. Next stock I'm going to take a look at is McKesson. That's an MCK. Another 4 days down for this particular stock as well. McKesson, like Cardinal Health, they're both in the healthcare industries. Healthcare had seen a nice boost over the last several weeks. So hopefully this move down within Cardinal Health, McKesson, and other stocks that are in the healthcare industries are just people taking profits, hopefully. I don't know of any news on why McKesson would be going down. The same is true of Cardinal Health. I currently have 4 shares of McKesson, and that's 1 share for each book, so I'm maxed out. Now I will be able to sell one of these at a profit. So we're already sitting at 1, and we're going to be hopefully sell it at $828.80. So at $828.80, I just sold one that I bought at $798. So we'll just call that a $30 realized gain on that sale. Next on the list is NextEra Energy, NEE. NextEra Energy is a power producer. They're the #1 energy company in Florida. But we've got an overall uptrend that we have for NextEra Energy. We'll zoom in here, take a closer look. This is probably just a short-term downtrend, shaking out some day traders, taking their money. NextEra Energy is not taking their money, but other bears. The bears, people who short NextEra Energy, they're probably taking quite a bit of money from day traders. This is a sideways move compared to, you can clearly see this is an up move, and then we had a short-term sideways, then we went down, then we went up, and then since November 10th, we've just been moving sideways. This is a period of consolidation. Now, at some point, we're looking for price to move above 86.54. We'll just call it 86.70 right here. The highest price reached back here during this consolidation. We'll call it 86.70. Currently, I'm maxed out with 8 shares, and that's 2 shares for each book, and I will be able to sell 2 shares because we had price move down below our fast-moving average yesterday, and we have a continuation of that move. We're still lower than the fast-moving average. So I'm looking to sell 2 shares at the current price of $84.70. And that $84.70 I bought at $84.41. So we're looking at 2 shares sold at 30 cents. So a 60-cent profit on those 2 shares. So the next one I want to take a look at is an ETF, and this is XLU. And that's an ETF for the utility sector. XLU. And unfortunately, we are in a bit of a downtrend, been going down since October 16th. Now, I currently have 12 shares. That is 4 shares for each of 3 books, so I am not maxed out. I was able to sell 1 book at a profit. I have another one sitting here, right here, that I was not able to sell that, so we've got a sell order on that one. And with this bearish pressure, it might be going down for a while. We've got the MACD going down. We just crossed over the midline of the histogram, and the RSI is going down as well. So unfortunately, I will not be able to sell anything at a profit. And I will be placing a sell order on at least 1 of the books. So to see how many books we'll be selling, I need to not be in my time frame, but I need to be in my setup. And I'm looking for the day Tradestor with 4 charts. So we're going to switch over to that one. So this chart here in the upper left quad is the S&P 500 on the daily chart. What I want to look at is the 3-day chart. We want to maximize this sell And we're going to zoom in here. Now, if this fast moving average had dropped below the slow moving average, I would be placing a sell order on all of the shares that I own, but it's not currently lower than the slow moving average. So I'm going to go back to my full chart. Going to maximize this sell. And we're going to go back. And we want to be on XLU. And I'm not sure I was just on XLU. So let's expand this back out. Go into my 3-day. And it looks like, no, I was not. I did not confirm that the charts were on XLU. We want to maximize this. That is a little different chart. Let's zoom in. And you can see that we are about, the fast moving average is about to cross the slow moving average. It still hasn't, so I will still only be placing a sell order on one of the books for XLU. So XLU, and we need all account positions. So XLU, we're going to be placing a sell order on 2 of the shares. Actually, each book is 4 shares, so it's going to be on 4 shares. And the XLU I purchased at $90.90. So 9 would be in the tens place. So 10% of 90 is 9. So I'm going to add 9 to $90.90 and make it $90.99 for the sell order for 4 shares, which is 1 book for XLU. Next stock I want to take a look at is another ETF, except this one is for healthcare. It's XLV. Like I said earlier, healthcare is on an upward trend, and it's been on an upward trend for quite a while. So to see Cardinal Health and McKesson being pushed down, that was a little disappointing. Like I said, hopefully it's just some people taking profits. Now, I'm not on the right chart. I'm currently on the 3-day chart. I do not want to be on the 3-day chart. So come back out and expand this back out, maximize sell. And we have the fast moving average was crossed by price on yesterday, and we have a confirmation of this downward move. So I'm looking to sell 1 book. I currently have 4 shares. I don't know why these charts do not list how many shares we have overall when we're on a multi-chart grid. I will have to look in to see if that's something that I can select to have on a multi-chart grid. But for now, we'll use the watch list. I currently have 4 shares. I maxed out at 1 share for each book. So I will be looking to sell, and I purchased shares at, I did purchase 1 share at $153. So I will be able to sell at a profit. So I am going to come over into my active trader, pull up this window, looking to sell 1 share at $154.45. And the $154.45 I bought at $153, so $1.45 of realized gains, and we'll round the 60 cent to that 45 and make that a total $2. The 60 cent is from the sale of knee that I hadn't totaled up yet. So far today, I'm looking at realized gains of around $32. So the last stock I have to take a look at that I received a sell alert on is Yum brand foods. Now, Yum brand foods, they are in a little bit of downward turn. Hopefully, again, this will be just people taking profits. We currently have price yesterday moved down below the fast moving average. We do have a confirmation of that move, but not only that, we had price move down below the slow moving average today. Now, I will not be able to sell anything at profit. I'm maxed out at 4 shares. That's 1 share for each book. So I will be placing a sell order. I cannot place sell orders from the active trader. I have to do it from my watch list. So I'm coming into my watch list looking to sell 1 share. Now, the Yum that I purchased, the least expensive, is at $153.16. So taking 10% of the 100 is 10 cents, and I will turn $153.16 into $153.26. 153 and 26 cents. And there's a sell order for that 1 share. All right, so that is everything on the sell orders. I do have some possible purchases that I might be able to make, so go ahead and take a look at those. All right, first one I want to take a look at is Amgen, AMGN. So Amgen is a healthcare company. They are pharmaceutical. They develop medicines. Now I currently have $800 to work with. All of the stocks that I use for day trading, I am fully invested in those, waiting to possibly sell some of those at a profit as price moves direction on me. If you're new to the videos and you've heard the bell a few times and you've seen a sell order ticket pull up in here in the left-hand corner, that's what that is. That's my day trades going through. I do not record my day trades. This is not for day trading. The videos are to help people enter the market, help people who are recently entered the market to become profitable, and to help unprofitable traders to become profitable. I'm showing these videos to help those people. And you might be part of those people. So hopefully you're getting something out of my videos, and hopefully I'm helping you. I currently have 3 shares of Amgen. If I zoom in here, yesterday we had price move down below the fast moving average. However, I do not have continuation of that move. Had I had continuation of that move and I was able to sell a stock at a profit, which it's possible. I bought one at $335. This particular share and another share are purchased at higher than the current price now. However, Amgen has been on an upward move here recently. Now, Amgen is, even though it's in the healthcare industry, it's in that sector, it's a pharmaceutical. They make medicines. We've been consolidating since November 10th here. So I am not going to purchase Amgen. I believe I might be able to have a better opportunity with some of the stocks that are on the list. And I also just remembered I have stocks going to earnings. So we might be even selling a few more stocks, which will give us a little bit more money than $800. So my market watch, we want to take a look at that. And this is the calendar for earnings, and I want all account positions. And right now we have Box, CrowdStrike, and Okta going to earnings this afternoon. So I'll go back to my chart, and we're going to look up Box, B-O-X. I currently have 20 shares of Box, and that's at 5 shares for each book, and they are all sitting in here in sell orders. However, just in case they have a great earnings and price moves up, I want to possibly keep half of the shares. I want to keep the other half sitting in a sell order, just in case price spikes up and then turns back around. At least we'll be able to sell those shares and have that money added to my account balance. So as you can see, all of these were purchased at the same price. So I'm just going to cancel this order for 10 shares, which leaves the other half of the total shares sitting in sell orders. So if price does end up moving, if they have a great earnings and it just moves up past these 2 shares, well, at least we have 10 additional shares sitting there taking profits and collecting in realized gains. Excuse me, not collecting realized gains, but increasing in value. Next one I want to take a look at is CrowdStrike, CRWD. That's an online security company. I currently have 2 shares sitting in CrowdStrike. So no matter how many shares I own for any company, when they're actually going to earnings, I want to hopefully get rid of either by selling or place a sell order on half of the shares that I own. So in this case, I'm looking to sell or place a sell order on 1 share. And I will be able to sell 1 at a profit. I bought this at $510. I'm looking to sell 1 at whatever, at around $517. So roughly $7 in realized gains on the sell of that 1 share. And now this limit order I'm going to remove. I do not want this to sell if they have a great earnings and price just moves up. I want to keep that in my portfolio. So we're going to cancel that one sell order. And the last one I'm going to take a look at is Okta. I believe I've got 2 shares in Okta. I do. I have 2 shares in Okta. I already have a sell order sitting here for 2 shares. I'm just going to remove one of these, again, in case price spikes all the way back up to 127.35. So we're going to cancel the most expensive of the 2 and leave 1 sitting in a sell order. So that's the 3 orders I have going this afternoon to earnings. However, I didn't look to see if we have any tomorrow morning, and we don't. There's no shares going to earnings tomorrow morning, so I don't have any additional shares to sell. Now I'm finished with all the sell side. So we'll go back, and since CrowdStrike was a little over $500, that gave us, we're roughly around $1,300 an order that's available to purchase some additional stocks. So we already looked at Amgen. We're going to pass that for now and see if there's any better opportunities. So one of those is Twilio, TWLO. You can see that they had a little downturn for a little bit. We've now moved back up. Not only has it been up for a little bit more than a week, we currently have the fast-moving average is crossing today the slow-moving average, and that in itself is a pretty decent indicator. However, it's not the only indicator I want to take a look at. I want to utilize as many charts as I can to make an informed decision. Twilio on the quarterly chart has been an upward trend for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the past 6 quarters, or the previous 5, including this one, the 6th. We have the fast-moving average is above the slow-moving average on the monthly chart. We have the fast-moving average also above the slow-moving average, and price is above the fast-moving average on all of the charts. So it looks like we are in a pretty decent up move. So I'm going to take this opportunity and maximize the sell, and I'm going to max out on Twilio. I currently have 4 shares, and when I max out on Twilio, I have 8. So I'm going to purchase 4 more shares. I open up our active trader, pump this up to 4, and we're looking to purchase at around 130.37. So 4 times 130, that's 400 plus another 120, so that's $520 out of the 1,300. So I'm back down to roughly $800 available for purchases. Now, I'd already made some trades, day trades on Twilio today. I have a sell order currently sitting here. I'm going to cancel this sell order, and this sell order was set at 132.04 cents. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to take a look at my day trading chart. And as I take a look at that, price is moving down. So the shares, 2 of the shares that I just bought will become my day trading stocks for Twilio. So I'm going to place a sell order for that. So I did that off video because that is part of my day trading and not my swing trading / investment portfolio videos. All right, another stock I want to take a look at, Taiwan Semiconductor. TSM. I currently have 8 shares, so I'm maxed out on Taiwan Semiconductor. And since price is moving up above the fast moving average, I'm going to cancel the sell orders that I have for Taiwan Semiconductor, and we're going to leave just 2 shares, that's 1 book, sitting in a sell order, and when this is triggered, I will then start day trading Taiwan Semiconductor. The next stock I want to look at is Intel, INTC. That is a nice run. Let's take a look. So ever since Donald Trump and the United States citizen became shareholders of Intel, they've been on a really good move. This largely was profit taking, and hopefully this is another the next leg up. I currently have 12 shares of Intel, and if I was maxed out, I would have 24. So I'm going to purchase 12 more shares, hopefully. Let's check out the price. Current price is $43, so that would be $430. We'll just round that up to $450, which will round that up, the additional 2 shares. So we'll round that up to $500 out of the $800. So that would leave me $300 remaining to purchase something else. So we're going to look to purchase 12 shares. So there's 10, pump this up to 12 at $43.54. And there's our 12 shares of Intel. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in and show you exactly what is going on. So we recently have the fast-moving average crossing above the slow-moving average. That was yesterday, and we clearly have a continuation of that move. And if we expand back out to confirm with all of the other charts, we have the quarterly chart moving back up into a good solid move. We have the on the quarterly chart, The price is now moved above the slow moving average on the monthly chart. We are now in our third month of price moving above the slow moving average. We're also that on the 3-day chart. So everything is looking good. And we just currently had, again, the price above the fast moving average moving above the slow moving average. So all 4 charts are showing green, which is why we decided to max out on Intel. So I have $300 roughly remaining to purchase another stock. All right, now that is all of the alerts that I received for today. So now I'm looking at yesterday's, and the first one I'm going to take a look at is TRGP. Let's expand this back out, get a clearer look on everything. Targa, which is TRGP. I guess I need to keep all 4 charts expanded for now to get a clearer picture with all 4 charts being utilized. So if you're able to see, the quarterly is a green and moving up. The monthly, however, is in a downward trend. The 3-day candle is in a downward trend, and the daily is in a downward trend. Now, those by itself, that's definitely not a reason not to buy Targa. The reason I'm looking at purchasing Targa is not because of anything on the daily chart. It's the 3-day chart. So let me maximize this cell. We recently had the fast moving average cross above the slow moving average. That's what I'm looking to purchase. So let's see, I max out at 8, and well, I should have taken a look at that. I am already maxed out with Targa. So I should have crossed that off my list. So I'll try to be a little bit more careful so I don't take up time in the video. Next stock, Newmont. This is a gold mining company. So before I take a look and examine what we may or may not do, I want to take a look at Newmont, see how many shares we own. I currently own 6 shares, and with Newmont, I would be maxed out at 12. So I do not have enough money to max out my Newmont position, but I do have enough to buy 3 shares of Newmont, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to purchase 3 more shares of Newmont. So open up the active trader. So you can see that we have price, even though it's a red candle today, it's in a slow upward trend. And since it's a gold mining company and gold is doing very well, and they're expected, all the experts are expecting gold to continue to do very well for this year and on into next year. But before I do, let's go ahead and expand, make sure everything is looking good on all of the charts. Quarterly recently crossed on the quarterly, so that's a huge indicator for almost any stock. When the quarterly crosses, it tends to stay in that direction for quite a while. Very rarely does it cross and then turn right back around and cross back either up or down. So this is a good indicator. Everything is looking good on all of the charts. So pulling up the active trader here, I'm looking to purchase 3 shares. And the current price is at, can't tell, so we'll open up this window, expand this out so I can see what price we're looking at, and we are looking at 90.20. So we've got 3 shares at 90.20, and I have utilized, unused, and spent all of the money that I had available to purchase stocks. So we'll shrink this back down. We'll take a look at, we'll cancel this sell order, which was at 94.46. And the stock that I just purchased becomes my day trading stock. Those 3 shares will be my day trading stocks for Newmont from this point forward, as long as price continues to move up. Hopefully it doesn't move down. All right, so that is it for the sell side. That's it for the buy side. That's all of the activities for today. The only thing we have to look at the end of the day is we'll take a look at the stocks that we had going to earnings and see how they perform. So we'll pull that up. I want to pull up my afternoon earnings reports charts. And I am going to put in, we had Box, CrowdStrike, and Okta. So all of these across the top are the stocks going to earnings this afternoon. And it's now 4 o'clock, end of trading day. All right, so Okta is supposed to be reporting right now at 4 o'clock. Well, there's a little bit of action, price action moving. Hopefully, it looks like they may have actually reported, or with this type of volatility, you can see, I don't know if you can see, Okta moving wildly. They've gone from $82 to $83 roughly, up and down just a few times. So we have another one. Box is reporting in 5 minutes. So it looks like Okta may have reported, and it looks like they may have good news. Now the Okta that I have sitting here in a sell order is at $127. So it's very unlikely that price is going to move that much for Okta, given that it's just moving back and forth within a $2 range here right after the end of day. I don't know if they've actually reported yet. They were scheduled to report at 4 o'clock. If they have reported, it looks like it might be turning around. So this is the volatility of earnings. This is why I don't really trade through earnings. I try not to make any price predictions. Earnings is another reason that day traders lose money. They try to predict which way the market's going to go, and the overwhelming majority of the time, it is against their choice. Right now, looking at the volatility, there are probably a lot of day traders thinking that they were going to do great, and they were happy when they saw the green, and now it's in the red. So now they're stressing, they're sweating, they're yelling, they're cussing. And if you're one of those day traders who's losing money like that, please continue to watch my videos, look at my past videos, look at the price action, look at the stocks that I purchased, what I purchased them for, what I've sold them for, which stocks I'm actually still holding on to because prices moved against me. And since I'm acting as an investor, I will be holding those stocks until price moves back up and it becomes profitable. So it looks like Okta actually may have reported, and it doesn't look good. So we're going to expand this back out to all of our charts. And we're going to watch Box. They report in less than 2 minutes. All right, we have less than a minute. Going to expand the chart for Box. Going to maximize this sell. Take a look. We'll zoom on in. It's not that much more beneficial to zoom in. It's already zoomed. So we are less than 30 seconds away. What does Box do? What does the company Box do? I do not know everything that these all the companies I purchase do. They provide cloud content management platform that helps businesses store, share, and collaborate on files securely. Sort of like Dropbox, I suppose. Okay, we should be seeing some type of movement here shortly. It's now 4:05. So $30.20 up to $30.82. Don't know if they've reported. This is just trader activity predicting price direction and price movement. Pause the video for a little bit. If they reported, it doesn't look good for Box. Even though it hasn't moved down much, we're only looking at what, 6 cents down so far if they already did report. Usually they're on time. Usually they do report on the time that they say that they're going to report. Let me update earnings whispers. If you're not if you're not familiar with earnings whispers is a site online you can go to, and you can find out all of the times which stocks are going to earnings on which day. These are going to earnings on Wednesday. Here we're looking at Thursday, and here's the times. We are looking at today's, and since it's today's, it takes a while to open. And Okta did report, although they had a pleasant surprise up. Let's move this back out of the way. Put this back over here. The Box looks like they had a good earnings. So the last one we are waiting for is for CrowdStrike. Expand this back out so we can see. So Okta is still in a downward slide, where Box is, as of this point, is higher than the close. And we got less than a minute until CrowdStrike earnings are scheduled to report. They are reporting at 4:10. You can see Box has turned back around. They're on a negative slide. Okta is still on a negative slide. Looks like they're trying to go a little bit green. CrowdStrike going to expand this out maximize the sell. Now, if you remember, I just sold one share of CrowdStrike just in case they have a bad earnings. Then I would have at least been able to sell something at a profit. And the one share left that I own in CrowdStrike, I bought at $55. So $555. And if CrowdStrike actually has a good earnings, this can easily blow right past $555. So CrowdStrike is usually a very volatile company at earnings, and it's 410, and you can see they dropped from 519 all the way down to 508, moving back up to 524. So we're already looking at almost a $20 range from the point that it fell and risen and falling again. So this is the volatility at earnings. If you've not seen any stock at earnings and the price action at earnings, this is why I'm showing it on the video, so you can see how volatile it is. It is not a time that you want to be in the market if you are new to the markets and trying to guess which direction a stock is going to go, so you can make all of your money and be rich in just a few days. This is not where you want to trade. You want to sit through the trade. This is why I'm an investor. This doesn't bother me any. I do not care if it goes down $50, because at some point CrowdStrike will turn around and the stocks that I own will eventually become profitable, unless something horrible, there's a huge black swan event and CrowdStrike just goes under as a company, which is extremely unlikely. And that's highly unlikely because they are a dominant player in the industry of the online security. So there we are. All three companies that we had going to earnings this afternoon have gone. It looks like they all may be a little bit negative. Let's see. I'm going to update my earnings whispers. CrowdStrike hasn't been updated. Okta is the only one that's been updated to show that they've been... Box. Box is a negative, Okta is positive, and CrowdStrike, they have a 2.1% surprise. It just updated, so everybody's updated. Again, here we are again. You had this big red candle. It played red for a little bit in the negative, and now it's turning green. Looks like it might be going up for a bit. So you never can tell. Earnings is not where you want to be if you're new to the markets. This is not for amateurs. Trying to trade at earnings is not for new investors. It's not for new day traders. This is for people who are committed and knowledgeable and experienced and know what they're doing. That's not me. I'm just an average guy. I'm just a regular Joe out here making money. And if I can help you make money, then that's all better for all of us. I by no means am any type of financial expert. I'm just showing you that I'm making money, and hopefully you'll take some information that I'm giving you and you'll apply that to your trading strategy. And also, if you choose to copy my trades, then you are more than welcome to do that as well. I look forward to making videos every day. Although I didn't the previous 3 trading sessions because there wasn't anything to buy or sell, because there was nothing happening with the stocks that I owned. So let's expand this back out. We can see all 3 stocks at the same time. Box has dropped further. Okta has dropped further. CrowdStrike, no telling which way it's going to go. At any rate, between all of the activities I did today, let's go ahead and take a look at those. I'm going to close down this watch list. Oh, I need to go back to my day Tradestor. And that's day Tradestor 1. And I need my sell list. I need my sell order. I need my sell order, my buy list, and close the $25 a week. And that's my sell list, my sell order on. All right, here we go. Here's all the activities I did today in the regular trading account. I sold McKesson, NextEra Energy, CrowdStrike, and the ETF XLV. I had sell orders on Cardinal Health, Coke, the ETF XLU, and Yum Brand Foods. I took sell orders off because these stocks were going to earnings. That was Box, CrowdStrike, and Okta, and I took sell orders off of Taiwan Semiconductor because the fast moving average had crossed over the slow moving average, and I do not want to wake up in the morning and have seen that Taiwan Semiconductor moved and triggered some sell orders. And my buy list, I bought Twilio, Intel, and Newmont. These are not in any way recommendations. Nothing I do here is a recommendation. I'm just showing you what I do. However, you are more than welcome to take the information that I'm providing, do some comparisons, do your own research, and if you currently own one of these 4 stocks and you choose it may be beneficial for you to sell out, then great, go ahead and do that. If you feel like it might be beneficial to make some of the trades that I've made and buy in with one of these 3 or all 3 of these stocks if you're able to, then by all means, go right ahead. Of course, that's on your research. I am making no guarantees that you are going to make money by copying my trades. Nothing I do in these videos is financial advice. So that's all of my actions for today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPX, the S&P 500, see how that did. And it looked like the bears won out for the day. We are in a red candle. This is considered a doji candle. Each candle sort of has a name depending on where the body is or how big the body is or the candles next to it or a pattern of 3 or 4 candles. I can't tell you what they are. All I know is that this is basically a doji candle. Day traders try to use candles to predict what the price is going to do next. So that will give them an indication on when to buy or when to sell. I do not use the candles, so I don't need to know the names of all the names, various and varieties and patterns of candles. I am acting as an investor and I'm swing trading and day trading my long-term holdings. Although it is a pretty good sign that we do have a doji candle. Neither the bulls won nor the bears won. And that is occurring after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles with 5 days up prior. And not only that, we have the fast moving average recently, yesterday, crossed above the slow moving average and it stayed above the slow moving average. So that's a pretty good indicator. We have the MACD currently passing and crossing the midline of the histogram and everything is green here. And the RSI is up as well. So maybe we're in a short-term upward trend within the S&P 500. All right, now I want to take a look at our chart of the day. And our chart is the best performing stock that we own, MongoDB. MongoDB is our best performing chart of the day. And that is because if we pull in here 1 day, 1 minute, you can see yesterday they had earnings and they had a blowout earnings. MongoDB is an online data storage community or business whose customers are primarily businesses, especially large businesses. And even though it's our chart of the day and the performance was actually yesterday, the way that daily performance is measured with the stock exchange, it is from the close of the previous day to the close of the current day. Even though we actually closed lower than today's open, strictly from 9:30 to 4, but since it goes from yesterday's close, we went from $328.27 to $401. So we're basically looking at a $75 rise from the close of yesterday afternoon. And again, all of that was primarily overnight hours after the close on into midnight, and then from midnight it still continued to rise and even rose up to $419 right after the open and then dropped $18 to close at $401. But MongoDB is our best performing chart of the day at over 23%. Now we'll take a look at my performance for the day. All right, my performance for the day, I made $270.94 of realized gains, where $42 of that was through swing trading. And you saw that on the video from selling those shares. The remainder is from my day trading. And I did that on $40,789 as my cost basis. And I made 87 trades today. My portfolio performance is between 2 accounts. I closed this account. This was open from January 1st to basically August 19th. And I opened this one on August 19th. Well, this is from September 2nd. Oh, I need to redo this image. All right, here's the more updated one. This is from August 19th to December 1st. And my account, I am performing at 5.72% in the new account compared to the S&P 500 at 6.63%. And all of the funds in this account were transferred from the old and closed account, which was performing at 16.26% compared to the S&P 500 at 10.54%. And my combined portfolio performance is 21.98% compared to the S&P 500 at 17.17%, which means I am outperforming the S&P 500 by 4.81%. So thank you very much for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully I am giving you some useful information. Please click that like, share, and subscribe button so I can help more people. And I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your afternoon.